Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be setting up my brand new bullet journal for the month of January. If you haven't seen my previous video, I kind of set up my intro pages and kind of let you know my plans for this year's bullet journaling. So let's get going. I'm going to begin by making a cover page. So I sketched out this cute little design on a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to begin by outlining everything with my all-time favorite pen, which is my black Muji gel pen. Now for some context on kind of what my monthly setups are going to be looking like for this year. I talked about this more in my 2023 just general bullet journal setup, but essentially I want to keep my bullet journal as a place to be able to kind of force myself to do art every month. I know it sounds harsh, but having a place that's dedicated for art on a monthly basis really gets me to be creative when sometimes I don't exactly feel like it, but I always end up enjoying myself when I make these cover pages, for example. So that's kind of what I want for it. Also, I absolutely love making the weekly spreads as a way to ensure that I'm being creative throughout the month and not just when I set up my spreads at the beginning of every month. And I love being able to kind of scrapbook my life as I go while I make to-do lists, while I plan for my week. It just kind of combines everything that I find that I need in a short-term planning system. So I definitely don't feel that bullet journaling is helpful for long-term, just because papers get lost and it's kind of hard to index through everything, and sometimes mistakes are made for writing down future dates when they aren't right then and now and super important. So I am going to be transferring that section of my life to digital planning, which I will be using Notion. I recently set up my Notion page, and to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous on how everything is going to work out, but I wanted to make a video on what my setup looks like, and then later on I can reflect back on how I started and some changes that I will hopefully make along the way as I will improve, because it was definitely a learning curve. But that's for a different video. Right now, as you can see, I'm doing my cover page. I am coloring this all in with Tombow markers. I wanted to do a wintry cabin because that's really the best theme for January, and I wanted to include a lot of red cardinals because I wanted red to be my accent throughout the month, along with lots of green botanical designs. So this is what I came up with, and now I'm just coloring in the background. To be honest, this background coloring in was not the best decision that was done. It was a little bit streaky, but I did want it to be tan, but I think I probably should have just glued this on to some scrapbook paper to make it look a bit better. And at the bottom of the page, I am just finding the center and drawing a straight line at the bottom before writing out January in a Tombow marker in some calligraphy. And I glued this into my bullet journal, and the page is complete. Before I get started on the rest of my pages, I'm going to take some red scrapbook paper and cut out some shapes of cardinals, and then I'm going to begin on this design that you will see me do throughout all these spreads, which is this green leaf botanical with some red berries. Underneath that, I'm drawing out the calendar. I'm doing this all in the same green color. For the title of January, I'm writing this out with my black pen onto a craft paper gift tag, adding some of those cardinals and drawing some details on the faces. I added all the days of the week, some washi tape, and then numbered all of the days of the month behind a green little circle on the calendar. And this is how it turned out. I love the accent of the red of the cardinals. I think it's so cute, and surprisingly, it wasn't even that difficult to cut it out once I folded the paper into a bunch of different layers and then just drew on the little face afterwards. This next spread is not one that I typically make, but because I had some more time now, I decided to just go ahead and make the spread. If I don't use it, that's completely fine. I have the time because I'm on Christmas holidays. So here we go. On the right, I'm going to be doing a habit tracker. So I began with a background of green scrapbook paper and a gift tag on top. I glued down one of those red scrapbook paper cardinals, and then on the right I'm doing the same botanical design that I've done on all the other pages, and I will continue to do because I think it turns out really nicely and it incorporates all the colors that I want in here. So I'm just drawing out the little berries on here for now, and my game plan for this was to just write out the habit at the top, write the days of the week, and then if I complete the habit, I will just color it in probably with the same green as the leaves on there. I'm adding some more cardinals in the empty space, and then on the other side, I decided to do a line a day spread. I used to do this a lot, and it was nice to just kind of like journal one line to summarize the day, and it's kind of fun to look back on. So I decided might as well include it again and see if I decide that I like it and want to continue to create this page. And for the last spread of this video, I'm doing my first weekly spread, which are my favorite types of pages to do. So I'm going to begin by just putting some washi tape on the bottom, layering some green scrapbook paper that I ripped with a craft paper gift tag on there, and this is going to be the spot where I write out my title. So January with my Muji gel pen. I'm going to add in some little red cardinals in the empty spot, and then add in the colored part so that you can tell that there's a beak on the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and create the same design that I keep on creating with the string of wintry botanicals with my Tombow markers, pens, you know the drill, and the cute little berries on top. So next up, I'm going to layer some more washi tape, and then I made a section for the books for this month because this week I will still be on Christmas holidays, so I probably will read lots of books, and then I'm going to write out all the days of the week with this Tombow marker over here, just so that there's enough room underneath each section to write a to-do list and also any applicable events for that day. I also made a section for a weekly to-do list, which I probably won't use a lot of because I'm not back in school yet, but that's totally fine. And then I'm just drawing out this little leafy doodle design to fill in the blank space over here, and adding a cardinal in between. And then on this corner, I thought it was looking a little bit empty, so I'm doing the same design again.
So far from the ground, can you see me now? See me now. When I fall.
And after adding a finishing touch of another cardinal, I'm going to make a spot on each of the days of the week to write in the date with a green background, and then I'm just writing it in with a black pen, and then this spread is all complete. I think it's really cute. I love the colors, I love the doodles. I did get a little bit tired of doing that same botanical doodle design thing, but I think it does look really good and ties in the entire theme really well together. So that's how this one turned out. And to finish off the video, here's just a quick flip through of how the theme looks as a whole. So I am really happy with how this all turned out. My only complaint is that the background for the cover page is just not quite what I was going for, just because of the marker that I used. But I love the colors, I love the theme, and I think it'll be fun to make a bunch of weekly spreads for this as the month continues. So that is it for today's video. If you guys bullet journal, let me know what your theme is for January. I'm always curious to know. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.